It's the disease of the age. It's the disease that we crave. Alone at the end of the ride, we catch the last bus home. Corporate America wakes. Coffee Republic and cakes. We open the latch on the gate of the hole that we call our home. Protect me from what I want. Protect me from what I want. Protect me from what I want. Protect me, protect me. Maybe we're victims of fate. Remember when we'd celebrate? We'd drink and get high until late. But now we're all alone. Wedding bells ain't gonna chime, with both of us guilty of crime, and both of us sentenced to time. But now we're all alone. Protect me from what I want. Protect me from what I want. Protect me from what I want. Protect me, protect me. Protect me from what I want. Protect me from what I want. Protect me from what I want. Protect me, protect me.
Show you exactly how to set up your initial avatar, whatever it happens to be.
generally think that philosophers should be proud of their big brains and be fans of thinking, self-reflection and rational analysis. But there's one philosopher born in France in 1533 who had a refreshingly different take. Michel de Montaigne was an intellectual who spent his writing life knocking the arrogance of intellectuals. In his great masterpiece, The Essays, he comes across as relentlessly wise and intelligent, but also as constantly modest and keen to debunk the pretensions of learning. Not least, he's extremely funny, reminding his readers, "To learn that we have said or done a stupid thing is nothing. We must learn a more ample and important lesson, that we are but blockheads." Or, as he put it, "On the highest throne in the world, we are seated still upon our asses." Montaigne was a child of the Renaissance, and the ancient philosophers popular in Montaigne's day believed that our powers of reason could afford us a happiness and greatness denied to other creatures. Reason was a sophisticated, almost divine tool offering us mastery over the world and ourselves. That was the line taken by philosophers like Cicero. But this characterization of human reason enraged Montaigne. After hanging out with academics and philosophers, he wrote, "In practice, thousands of little women in their villages have lived more gentle, more equable, and more constant lives than Cicero." His point wasn't that human beings can't reason at all, simply that they tend to be far too arrogant about the limits of their brains. As he wrote, "Our life consists partly in madness, partly in wisdom. Whoever writes about it merely respectfully and by rule leaves more than half of it behind." Perhaps the most obvious example of our madness is the struggle of living within a human body. Our bodies smell, ache, sag, pulse, throb, and age, whatever the desires of our minds. Montaigne was the world's first and possibly only philosopher to talk at length about impotence, which seemed to him a prime example of how crazy and fragile our minds are. Montaigne had a friend who'd grown impotent with a woman he particularly liked. Montaigne didn't blame the penis. The problem was the mind, the oppressive notion that we had complete control over our bodies, and the horror of departing from this theoretical normality. The solution, Montaigne said, was to redraw our sense of what's normal. By accepting a loss of command over the penis as a harmless, common possibility in lovemaking, one could preempt its occurrence, as the stricken man eventually discovered. In bed with a woman, he learnt to admit beforehand that he was subject to this infirmity and spoke openly about it, so relieving the tensions within his soul. By bearing the malady as something to be expected, his sense of constriction grew less and weighed less heavily upon him. Montaigne's frankness allows the tensions in the reader's own soul to be relieved. A man who failed with his girlfriend could regain his forces and soothe the anxieties of his beloved by accepting that his impotence belonged to a broad realm of sexual mishaps, neither very rare nor very peculiar. Montaigne was equally frank about the limitations of his intellect and of its usefulness. Academia was deeply prestigious in Montaigne's day, as in our own. Yet although Montaigne was an excellent scholar, he hated pedantry in academia. He only wanted to learn things that were useful and relentlessly attacked academics for being out of touch. If man were wise, he would gauge the true worth of anything by its usefulness and appropriateness to his life, he said. Only that which makes us feel better may be worth understanding. In this vein, Montaigne mocked books that were difficult to read. He admitted to his readers that he found Plato more than a little boring, and that he just wanted to have fun with books. "I'm not prepared to bash my brains out for anything, not even for learning's sake, however precious it may be. From books, all I seek is to get myself some pleasure by an honourable pastime. If I come across some difficult passages in my reading, I don't bite my nails over them. After making a charge or two, I let them be. If one book tires me, I just take up another." He could be pretty caustic about incomprehensible philosophers. Difficulty is a coin which the learned conjure with, so as not to reveal the vanity of their studies, and which human stupidity is keen to accept in payment. Montaigne observed how an intimidating scholarly culture has made all of us study other people's books way before we study our own minds, and yet, as he put it, we are richer than we think, each one of us. Montaigne is refreshing because he describes a life which is recognizably like our own, and yet inspiring still. He is a very human ideal. We may all arrive at wise ideas if we cease to think of ourselves as unsuited to the task, just because we aren't 2,000 years old or aren't interested in the topics of Plato's dialogues or have a so-called ordinary life. Montaigne reassures us. You can attach the whole of moral philosophy to a commonplace private life, just as well as to one with richer stuff. In Montaigne's redrawn portrait of the adequate, semi-rational human being, it's possible to speak no Greek, change one's mind after a meal, get bored with a book, be impotent, and know pretty much none of the ancient philosophers. A virtuous, ordinary life, striving for wisdom, but never far from folly, is achievement enough. Montaigne remains the great readable intellectual with whom we can laugh at intellectuals and pretensions of many kinds. He was a breath of fresh air in the cloistered, unworldly, snobbish corridors of the academia of the 16th century. And because academia has sadly not changed very much, he continues to be an inspiration and a solace to all of us who feel routinely oppressed and patronized by the pedantry and arrogance of so-called clever people.
What a legend. Those fuckers. Yo, what's up, Sprungus? I'm meant to be eating my food, but honestly, maybe the past like 2 days. My medication is obviously great. It makes me feel awesome when I take it, but I should probably take some responsibility that my self-control is probably fucked. I'm just meant to be chilling, eating, but I'm playing around with the webcam at the moment. I mean, you can tell that I got this here. I installed this stuff a while ago, and I was rewatching some stuff. You know, like the lazy sheriff or whatever. As some dude imitating Burnt Peanut, and then I liked like the idea of imitating Burnt Peanut because I just am like a huge fan. And there's this one guy who does a potato like this, and I can, if I chuck a filter on here, there's already a streamer who does this stuff, and I even installed Blender and started learning it a little bit. So, you know, like play hats and whatnot. But the actual peanut thing isn't on here. This is like a depreciated Snapchat server that people have like updated. Sorry, I was reading the word crop because I'm looking for the Luma key. Chroma key. There we go. Oh, did that just work immediately? So yeah, you Luma key the green out, and then we can. This scene that I'm actually in is one that I already spent a little bit of time building. So if I chuck wrong folder. If I chuck myself, this scene is actually pretty sick. Look, we got a little corkboard that I can chuck up to add notes while I'm talking. The screen is like in this interesting little thing. Overlay is not at all visible. Let's get the corkboard out of here. Having a scene like this that is a little bit more built up and then getting my stream deck is actually partly why I want the stream deck. Because having scenes like this that are so awesomely built and then having like a let me think. Is this actually the one? Basically, what should be going on here is the bottom half of this picture is actually detached from the top half. So I wanted to put myself like outside the window, which, but then I don't want to be fully outside the window. I kind of want to be inside the window, but behind the shelf that has the pictures and books on it. I'm actually not sure if it's built that way. But anyway, I was going to say the peanut actually isn't here and on this server. So a lot of people end up using like the potato instead. There's a lot of potatoes though. But the sheriff, that sheriff dude, He literally has the peanut. Yeah, this does look pretty good, right? Yeah, like the eyes and the mouth show through, like, pretty ideal. I tried to click it to make it go green screen, and it literally went to the White House. Um, where are we? Lettuce head. I've lost my camera. Oh no, here we go. Okay, wait, I found the shelf. Lettuce head. Turn off. Wait, is chat showing up on screen as well? It is. See, this is nice. This is nice. We got chat on the left-hand side. I could even play around with that bookshelf to make chat show up a bit better. Oh look, I am blending in here. I love it. I love the physics on it too. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good night. Good night. Uh-huh. Let's ride. Roll out. Roll out, squad. The moustache poking through is a bit funny though. Yeep. Yeep. Sorry, did I blow the eardrums out a little bit there? Just doing burnt peanut impressions, you know. It's so off center. Oh, I just need to move this like one frame to the left, dude. Actual steady surgeon hands. Jesus. Jesus. My therapist told me the other day that it's okay for me to date people in their early 20s. And I should probably do it. Because, you know, I won't be able to do it in a few years. I'm already aging out a little bit. I feel like I'm already aged out a little bit, to be honest. But then I look at the women in my town over my age, and it's fucking rough, dude. I think a lot of the better ones just don't use dating apps. I need to get out and meet people, really. What do you think, Sprungus? You make that work? Jesus, look at that potato. I didn't think it was going to work at first. My beard sticking out the bottom of this is kind of crazy. No, 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 no. Kind of cool that you can see my little. I got a poster the other day. I actually got some decorations for the room. Oh, here we go. I finally found it. I got where I put my camera. Yeah, so having the potato just hanging out. It's actually pretty funny. Oh, that's quite good, right? Poke out the bottom down here, but I could fix that. I don't want to watch this Abba and Preach video. A little bit of slop tent, you know. I was thinking about playing Stalker today, Sprungus. You said yesterday that you weren't a big Victoria fan, but I didn't think you were into Slay the Spire either. You'd be down on some sick adventure games. Some gritty
This
realism.
video
Dude.
is sponsored.
I watched a great video essay about fun the other day. And it was like there's fun that you have while you're doing the thing, and then there's fun looking back on things. And then there's level 3 fun, which is just not fun during or after. I wasn't exactly sure what made it qualify as fun. But like level 2 fun, which is like fun afterwards, could literally, I guess, be like you ran a marathon or whatever, like it sucked, and then afterwards you felt good. And then I was thinking like maybe level 3 fun is like you're running a marathon and then you're in like an avalanche and you almost die or whatever, and maybe you look back at that. But then I'm like, you might even look back at that as like that was sick. But then maybe not. Like you might look back at that and be like, that is so traumatic that I'm putting that in the memory vault. It's just hard to qualify. Like, what did they mean by fun that is not during or after? I literally watched the video essay on it. So it should like let you know, right? But I guess I wasn't paying enough attention. But on top of it, like, not like I wasn't paying attention. And I'm pretty smart. Like, you'd think I'd be able to figure it out. But Pathologic, I think that there was a different video essay I watched, right? And both of these were to do with a comment that a chatter made. I think it was Two Legs saying that he won't play Pathologic because it's not fun. And funnily enough, Pathologic perfectly fell into this like essay that I was watching. And Pathologic is almost unparalleled in the sense that it's a quote-unquote game that is not fun, and it doesn't care about you, and it doesn't care about you having fun. But it is art, and it is providing an experience, and it does hold true to that experience, and it holds true to replicating that experience that your characters are going through and inducing it in the player as much as possible. Nice. You want to actually? I'll show you my food while we're chilling with the boys, chilling with the boys. That's fucked up. I made some chicken tendies and then I got yesterday's ramen. Oh fuck! Hold on, I forgot to look at where my face was. And then I put a can of tomatoes and herbs in the rice cooker, which is where my ramen from yesterday was. And I heated that up, and then I chucked the chicken tendies in and put some cheese in between the tendies and the tomato, and then I put it back into the air fryer for another 10 minutes till I bake a bit more. So that was pretty good. Honestly, I love this. Oh, what's better? What's better, the big ones or the little ones? The little ones are slightly better, so we'll unfavorite that one. Wait, what was that? This one says tap. Can you see that when it says that? It says tap. To use. Change the background. Wait, I can't. I'm trying to move my eyes around to see if it moves the one on my head. Oh yeah, it does. I don't like that one though. That one makes me feel like not me. Wow, this one. It said to smile, and it would change, but I don't see anything changing. This one's the evil potato. I guess I can imagine them being like, I am your dinner, and you will do what I say from here on out. The chef in this kitchen has done an alchemy that has never been performed before. He has peered into the orb, he has studied the tomes, but not realized the spell that the recipes of his own concoctions have cast. I'm eating the food now. Yep. Yep. Well, this is obviously a potato off the farm. Ooh, yippee! That one looks a little bit broken. Anyway, I was talking about gaming. And Colin really had 3-year-old returning to base principles. Base principles of it being yummy. Chalky milk is a dangerous one. If anything else tasted like chocolate milk, it would be great. But like, it's just intensive growth hormone. I mean, that maybe I'm just joking around, but potatoes. I mean, fuck, dude. Not potato. Chalky milk is dense calorie and sugar flavor. It's awesome though. I always want to buy it whenever I look at it in the supermarket. In the soupy whoopy. There's so many potatoes here. No wonder people, steal the potato. Because, like, if I look up peanut, there's literally fucking nothing. We get shit, dude. Hold up 1 second. Did YouTube fit me an ad today? It was crazy. It was so rude. Okay, so the smoke on this is kind of getting lumicate out a little bit. But yeah, the peanuts don't really work. It's trying to load a peanut now, it's not working. We're trying to load another peanut, it's not working. The only peanut that I've ever seen people get is this one. And the lighting on this one is just fucked. There's a thing called Blender Studio. Extra crunchy. I'll definitely chuck some sounds things. Like, check this out. I gotta turn it down here. So then I crank it up over here, which immediately brings the quality down. And then we bring this all the way over here. Oh, this is like echo. 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 And then we can go even harder. And harder. And now my voice is just bullshit, right? Terrible. She was disgusting. Get thee to a nunnery. Bum bum bum. I wish Sprungus had stayed to tell me if he would enjoy watching Stalker or anything really. Yeah, there's just like not as many peanuts to pick from, and none of them work. They are all off like a dead server. I got no idea where the information for the ones that do work are stored. It's like, why is this one so broken? You can make your own ones, but even they don't like really properly upload. Oh, you are there for a bit. There for a bit, talk to the neighbor. She's a social worker and she had a case where the kid is parenting the adult. Yikes. People always want to like, I don't know, just knowing someone who's a social worker like that. A little bit like being a priest. You like tell people about your work. I know that you're that person right now getting told about it. But I mean, like, what kind of response do you have? Because a lot of people, I mean, you see it on the internet all the time, like, oh, that person, that kid needed to get beaten by their parents more or something. But like, giving social workers advice is usually kind of crazy because there's kind of nothing they can do. Not to mention that giving people advice is generally like an ego trip. I'm so fucking negative, but I love myself. Well, it was a pretty interesting conversation because I did have a friend who was a social worker, and you know, that kind of situation isn't unusual. Single mother who's just totally fucked. But the thing is, the mother will like never let go of her perception that she is always the parent, and so she would like call the social worker and be like, "Oh, I can't handle this kid. They pulled a knife on me," and it was like the kid was just holding a butter knife, and they weren't threatening you with it, and like now you're trying to manipulate other people into thinking that your kid's a little shit that is unparentable, when like realistically, being an adult sucks and having responsibility sucks. But it's offset by the fact that like you should have the experience to deal with these things. So when your kid is learning about themselves and all you're giving them is a high pressure situation, it's like, why are you just lying about your own kid? Why you got beef with a fucking 10-year-old? Yeah, it is awful shit. I mean, my last therapy session, I kind of vented a lot about like okay, like 2 therapy sessions ago, I was like sort of like lost for words. I was like I'm kind of jealous of one of my sisters, sort of, but I'm also not like because she's just like I don't want to be like that, right? But like it was like yeah, I was lost for words, and my therapist was like, "It sounds like you're like wondering like where the fuck is your inheritance?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess so." But I went back a week later. I'm like, what I'm really saying is like, where is my family? Why do I not get to have that? And it's like my rejection of the abomination of whatever they offered me just sort of means I end up with like nothing. Um, but yeah, it's this foundation of when I was like 12, my sisters got pregnant, and my sisters are 14 and like 16. My sisters are like 14 and 15. You know, one of the younger one got pregnant when she was like 14, and the other one is psychologically like not so good because of like the family situation. So she immediately like follows up on what she thinks the favorite daughter is doing to try to like keep up. So she immediately just has a baby as well. Which, like, obviously, what do you think the kind of men were who they were hooking up with? I've done it before, right? Googled their names, right? Actually, on the stream to show you like the news articles about my nephew's dads being like fucking losers. And the fact of the matter is, by that point, 4 years, I had already been like a pillar for multiple members of my family to lean on, whether it was my parents leaning on me to be like, this is our child who is like doing really well with himself, which is like, why as a 9-year-old was I fully expected to do really well in school, do all these chores, blah blah blah. It was very normal for me to be compared to, you know, oh, well, that child did like better at youth in school, why isn't yours better? And I was like, motherfucker, like I'm 10 years old, I already have a part-time job, and you know, like, I've already said to my parents, I was like, waking up in the morning, seeing you guys fighting or dealing with the bullshit from my older sisters and my older brother, who's 7 years older than me, but it's just a fucking cunt. I think about that all day at school. And that should be like, to me it was like a very big moment of my life as like a 10, 11-year-old, letting them know. So I remember it. But for them, it didn't change a thing, hearing that. I was like, dude, you're fucking scum. When I'm telling you, like, I think about this all day. Your problems are the biggest problem in my life. And it's like, fuck you, cunts. Losers. At this point, it is where is my inheritance. I hope those people fucking die soon and I get my fair share of that shit. Although it'll never be fair, right? There's a really good article called missing explanations and the missing reasons. What are the 3 types of fun? Dude, it's actually heating up in here. I guess it's 2:32. So but yeah, the missing reasons is like a psychological analysis of the world of estranged parents forums, and you get to see how these people have children, and then these people never grow up. And they refuse to listen to the explanations. They never identify like what is wrong with their relationship with their children. They just portray it as my child was a difficult child, and now they are a resentful, horrible adult who makes me feel bad, so I don't understand what's going on. And it's like, dude, the fact that you have no ability to explain your child's point of view, even while you are saying, oh my god, they were so horrible to me when they rejected me. They are describing the situation in which the child described the problem and then just saying it was so bad and they were bad for doing that. They're not describing the horrible thing that happened. They are describing the explanation as being horrible and then revealing that they didn't listen to what it was. Because they will never fucking talk about, you know, their own fucking failings. And then, you know, like, in many cases, this is someone who's married, who has favorite children, and, you know, an entire circle of people who prop them up emotionally to continue just to be, you know, completely detached fuckwits to their own children. And it is a really good read with highly qualified psychologists, and one of these psychologists, you know, goes to the Reddit forums and talks to the people who are the estranged parents, and they're like, hey, like, don't you think this or that? And then it just gives them like ample evidence of like, see, look, this is a first-hand, real-time experience of this person fully being unable to like deal with things. Of course you were cut off. According to you, your daughter stood in front of you at the baseball game and told you why you were getting cut off. I presume she used words you understand in the language that you both speak. Thus, you do know. I can understand you do not like the delivery method. And part of the thing here was that the woman showing up to the basketball game was after she had been cut off. So she shows up to the basketball game as like, well, I'm not here to see you, I'm here to see the grandkids. You know? Like, what the fuck? She probably didn't deliver it like that. She's probably like, oh, it's good to see you and the grandkids. And I'm like, I'm allowed to come see my grandkids. And it's like, dude, you are just a fucking problem. It's like refusing to accept your paycheck because you want it printed in a pink check and not a green one. The money is still the same. I can understand that you may not agree with whatever she told you is the problem, but again, that does not mean there is no problem. She told you in a language you understand what the problem is, and you understood her meaning. That you disagree with the problem is immaterial. It's still a problem whether you agree with it or not. It will be a problem forever until you deal with it. Saying, I don't understand the problem, when you really mean I don't agree with the problem, will not make the problem go away. It will make the person who does think it is a problem go away. And you have 8 years of being cut off demonstrating that principle. Let's try to chill out for a little bit, though. This shit is genuinely pissing me off. You, what do you think of the game Stalkers, Brungus? Is it a good game? Honestly, I don't know why my screen is showing that browser. Oh, it's because I switched to a different scene. The new one, the OG one. I hear that the new one fell off, but I'm thinking about playing the very first one because I've never played any of them. And I want to work up to Gamma. I have played a little bit of Gamma. So, yeah. It was just, when I say I played a little bit, I wasn't really like playing it, right? Because I just didn't know what to do. And I didn't really know how to like interface with the game or the character or the world, really. So I need to finish my food. So let's do that.
by Surfshark.
Since the documentary came out, there's been a lot of fallout, but we got Myron. He saw the documentary was coming. Myron always got to think he's like 900 IQ. He said, I'm going to expose Netflix.
You ain't going to expose shit.
So what they don't know is I had a video ready to go from before. Because I knew that he was going to go ahead and fucking do some bullshit. And you guys allowed me to utilize the nuke I've been sitting on for several months.
Spend time with your girl, that's gay. Spend time with your boys, the rip away. No, I don't want the women, no.
Because I told them, I'm not doing shit unless you guys remove Angie from the thing. That's what they tell me.
Guys, if you don't want to wear it, there's a guy who stole 10K from me. What happened was, and I actually record this. If you can hear,
This isn't the footage, is it?
He's always been very straightforward with me, and I...
Oh, what'd you say? I was always been straightforward with her?
You got a happy relationship?
Yeah, he's very honest. I have always said that. Myron is somebody in front of the cameras, but behind them is somebody else with me.
what was that? What did she say?
Myron is somebody in front of the cameras, but behind them is somebody else with me.
Behind the camera, she's what? He's somebody else.
Yeah. Well, that was a whole the whole basis, the whole genesis of what happened between us was exactly what we were saying. That's what we were saying.
We know these guys are tricks. We know they pay for pussy. We know Walter pays 15 bands for the girl that he's with so she can be with him so he can buy her bracelets. We know this dude be tricking too. He don't even bang the girl, but he pays her rent, pays all her bills, does all that stuff. We know they trick.
Yeah, I was definitely gonna play that one.
So we know off camera, but we appreciate you, girlfriend.
And I will love him as long as we're together. He's a great person, and
Should I mod my
He cut that part out.
Cut that part
I don't know.
out.
He did. He didn't include that.
I'll probably
He
play a
didn't
little bit
include
of
that.
it.
I don't remember him including that.
Maybe mod it
He didn't
later.
include her saying some good things, but she didn't say this part. So
Fuck, I just realized my microphone's turned down. So I was playing around with it earlier. I might, fuck, I forgot my camera was on too. I don't want to be on camera while I'm eating right now. Yeah, do you reckon I should mod it while I'm playing on my first time? Don't know.
he's pretending like this is some kind of gotcha. That's what he's doing.
he's actually a great man. Like, he's actually a great person. And he has great values, and I love it. I love it.
Dude, constantly faking W's is something these guys, and I guess insecure people do all the time. Like, they'll get caught out in something, and then they'll just do the weakest, lamest insult, and then just scream like, oh, dude. Honestly, Pierce Morgan did the same thing just yesterday. That's a good question how to say playing Call of Pripyat don't mod maybe, or at least wait until you get the hang of it. Yeah, that's it. I can at least just give it a wee go to begin with.
I love everything about him.
Guys, remember, this was filmed in March
Okay,
of
okay.
2025.
They make the jokes about Rollerblade Rico. Angie was single for like 5-6 months at that point. I found out about.
I mean, if I can blast through the first one, like the campaign I'm in, and then just get a feel for it. Shadow of Chernobyl was the first one, right? 21 hours is quite long. $15 hours on the main quest line. Damn, it looks so good. Like, those graphics are so sick.
about that before me because I was done. I was already, it was over.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Angie was single for like 5-6 months at that point.
So the UK is the 6th largest economy in the world and the 4th largest that we export to, right? So it's a huge market.
Angie was single for like 5-6 months at that point.
You gotta see this catalog is nice.
Bro, if I'm be 1,000, my girl's better than all you fucking girls. Like, I'm gonna keep 1,000. My girl's better than all y'all. He's married. Look, his girl's holding hands with somebody on a roller thing. Not knowing that, bro, that video was taken when, in August? Nigga, she been single for months.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
So these are stories from Rollerblade Rico on Instagram, and if you look at the dates, on one day you got her kissing Myron on stream, on the next she with Rollerblade Rico.
Nice.
Bro, if I'm be 1,000, my girl's better than all you fucking girls.
The whole time you still bigging her up, talking about her, and she's in all this guy's Instagram stories, holding hands, being cute.
She didn't want to be in the fucking documentary because this scumbag reached out to her right before the documentary was released. Hi, Angie. I'm very happy to talk to you through your small appearance in the documentary. However, if you don't want to pass on your cell number, it's worth me clarifying that you appear for just 2 minutes in the 90-minute film, as you chat about in Miami. Myron is just one of 4 main contributors across the documentary, so he is not the sole focus. The film will drop on Netflix on March 11 next week. Oh, she had told them, guys, I don't want to be in the documentary. So what does he do? He tries to get her number to talk to her. I told her, Angie, don't talk to them.
No documentarian has an obligation not to include someone who's a public figure in their documentary. Just wanted to be clear about that, but let's keep listening because Myron's got more.
I was hoping I wouldn't have to use this footage.
So here we are, 900 IQ Myron. Myron's always the smartest person in the room. You guys ever notice that? He always knew ahead of time. Even when he didn't know, he knew. It's kind of like that situation with Ling Ling. You remember? He was defending. Oh, yeah, she's not an escort. But she's from a good Chinese family. I know her. And he did the next life. Are you fucking stupid, fans? Even though the fans were telling him, like, she a bit shady. What does this guy do? You fucking idiots. Hey, I'm going to expose her. You're not going to be accountable for the fact that you couldn't see what all your fans, no? Even now, he's like, I fucking knew that these guys were shady. Then why did you accept the documentary? If you didn't want your girl in the documentary, why didn't you phone her ahead of time and be like, babe, they're filming things that's probably going to be adversarial or awkward. Louis Theroux's no to main piece like this, stay home. 900 IQ Myron. In the brain. In the brain of a man with a hair
For a quick
transplant.
second right there, it looked like you were looking in a crystal ball. I don't appreciate it. Don't ever do that shit again.
I'm not gonna lie, your head, the back of your head look ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Okay?
It's ridiculous.
Every time I see it, I just like.
It's ridiculous.
You know what? Sometimes I be staring not because I want to talk to you, but
I was looking at it a lot as well. I can't remember what it used to look like. It's like a little perm or something. And Jericho was baby.
It's just all a tweet that said this. It's like, it's crazy on 2000.
To maintain the veneer.
Well, that's not going to help. Damn, their very first video has 4.5 million views. He's fully treated up. I see.
So why is it okay when you guys do it based off height, but when we mention weight, all of a sudden?
Oh shit, he's red pilling.
And it's not necessary. And
short guys are ugly as fuck.
and read some stuff. And I'm like, God,
Fuck. Short guys, I hate them. What a
damn,
waste.
you niggas are ruthless.
If your woman would stop having sex with short men, they would die out.
I'll glance over and I'm like, oh, this is my co-host. And it just takes me a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
My new name is The Shining.
Ain't no way you guys are still in there. If you're in there, that means that you're not out there using Surfshark VPN. Get out of my information are going to be encrypted because no matter where you are, if you use connection, if you want to enjoy the content that you're not able to enjoy because you're at the wrong place, enjoy all the programs that you want. But for that, get out. Click on the link below. You're going to use promo code ABBA and Preach at checkout, or you go to surfshark.com/ABBA and Preach, and you're going to be able to enjoy 4 months extra.
Myra is 900 IQ. Y'all got to keep up, okay? So he knew what they were going to do, accepted the documentary, and now he's going to expose them. So let's see the expose. Clearly, he cares about her so much because he knew ahead of time and did nothing to protect her.
That's not fair to them. I signed up for it, they didn't. So that's really what it is. I think it's a very reasonable request.
And I'm telling them, cut her out. You guys can get content with me. Cut her out, though, for her safety.
I think the danger is that it looks like in a film where we're documenting the masculinity movement and asking questions about whether it's damaging or abusive, right? Asking questions about how appropriate it is in relation to women, then we can't allow someone, even the appearance of someone, silencing a woman. Like the idea...
Silencing a woman, right?
That's a very valid point. It would be unethical for them, considering the point of this documentary, to not include her segment that she voluntarily gave. You can't participate in a documentary as a public person, and then the partner comes on their behalf and says you can't include her. Well, then they're participating in his controlling of her actions. Now, if she wants to come forward and say something, they can make an assessment at that time. But I think for the public good, it's good to understand the mindset of people, because you have to remember, Myron and her put on a facade. Oh, we're good. I'm going to have multiple wives, but, you know, yeah, he's the best fucking husband. I love this bald man, and he's beautiful, and he takes care of me and my bills. He's amazing. And then, by the way, we're...
No expertise, no women, no women, no wife, no pussy, no love, no women, no wife, no wife.
I just want to say Luther is completely in the right to not exclude this segment.
She doesn't want to be in the documentary. I can show you the text message or call her on three-way and let you hear it yourself. She does not want to be in the documentary whatsoever.
But Angie's on your stream, Myron.
She's not. She hasn't been on my streams in months. She has not been on my content for...
She still are. Anyone can easily find her on...
That's fine, but she hasn't been on my streams.
This is another lie. She was on the stream just a week and a half before on his own personal stream. But he needs to lie like this to be able to convince the guy that she shouldn't be seen as a public figure, even though she shows up on his stream all the time, even though he uses her as an argument for why his lifestyle works.
And the fourth largest...
Nice. Bro, if I'm being 1,000, my girl's
You're
better
a
than all you
loyal
fucking
friend.
girls.
Nobody asked him to volunteer information about his girlfriend. Nobody asked him to make that shit public. Nobody asked her to make a reoccurring character. Nobody asked him to go into debates and be like, yo, Angie's finer than all you ugly ass, or some of y'all black? Some of y'all black women, okay? Let me remind y'all, my girl Angie stays at home, she cooks, she cleans, and she packs my condoms, because she's a fucking loser.
Yeah,
sorry for her.
yeah, and here's the thing. No. She lives a great fucking life, and she's a beautiful girl. She's hotter than all the girls here, no offense.
That's
right?
fine.
But what I'm trying to explain to you ladies is, if you got a guy that checks off all the boxes, you got to
yourself a real
you
gold
got to
digger.
pay the
That's nice.
price. You got to pay the price for that man checking all those boxes. He didn't check all those boxes off to just fuck you.
Nobody asked you to say that. You did that yourself. So you can't make your partner a public person, profit from it, help it to build your business, and then when people want to cover it, then you want to go, oh, guys, we need to protect her. That's not the way that shit works.
Yeah, it was never about protecting Angie. It was just about trying to get content to try to get a gotcha, and they couldn't even get the gotcha.
During his attempts to get...
Pause. My guy. It's not because you're screaming that it's true. The gotcha was there. We felt it. We saw it. It was real.
Facts.
And I don't even think that shit was intentional. It was just what do you think about that? Well, there was an awkwardness that was you, my friend. The gotcha was there.
He made you look really fucking stupid in that whole documentary. You showed up for a small portion, but you came out as the top two dumbest looking people in that documentary.
Because I told them, I'm not doing shit unless you guys remove Angie from the thing. That's what they tell me.
Guys, if you don't want to wear it, there's a guy who stole $10K from me. What happened was, and I actually record this. If you can hear, slam dunk proof that Netflix or I have all the evidence, Your Honor. Is anyone with headphones okay right now?
It sounds like you have good head game. Pause.
Hey, listen, I did watch the grapefruit technique so I could coach my girl.
God, bro,
on how to take care of the next man.
Did you sound like a gluten-free grapefruit technique right there?
I have literally never tasted a grapefruit since that video. It's been 20 years.
You know what's crazy?
Talk to me.
I shave my head and your forehead's still bigger than mine. It's crazy. Carry on.
Yeah. But you know what it is? Is that mine's like heritage. It's like you ever seen those commercials like National Heritage for Canada? They have like half of y'all don't know 95% of y'all don't know. So I have to actually pull up a heritage, Canadian heritage. So y'all don't know this, but actually basketball right over here. Take a look.
Before black people.
So what's cool about this is they kind of show the history of basketball and how it started.
I mean, I know you're the instructor and everything.
Nobody says Mabaga.
They
Make
literally
basketball
had
great
somebody
again.
go up in a ladder to go pump that shit up.
because there was no hole in the basket.
All right. Maybe we can allow a carry of a couple of steps.
And Mr. Naismith, sir, it sure slows things down having to climb up here every time.
Well, then let's cut the bottom out of the basket.
Ah, but I need these baskets back.
100 years after James Naismith from Almont, Ontario invented it, basketball was being played by hundreds of millions of people.
Little heritage moment right there for you guys, okay?
It's funny because you do look like a basketball. You got oh shit, yeah, give me my shit. Yeah!
Hey, preach when do! No, when you do lightsabers, okay? The first thing you gotta do is you gotta work on your wrist technique, right? You have to, and you have to also work on your spin, so you have to.
Okay, yeah, cool. You're not good at this. You're hurting yourself, and I'm afraid. And you're putting your hand on the blade. You don't know what the fuck.
Now, this
you're
is the
doing.
hand job technique for. In the music video. Yeah! Yeah! That's it!
Basically, it's hard to hear.
No shit, Myron. You can barely hear it.
Yes. Yes. No, it's not just hard to hear. We heard nothing. Nigga, that was Charlie Brown. And it wasn't Charlie Brown talking.
We have camera footage of the theft of my car. So basically we can't see shit. But
bring back the lights.
Okay, we're back. My bad.
So you guys won't use it. I say that, right? And he goes, and I say that.
My nigga, you added subtitles to Japanese anime. I have no idea. You could have said, yo, Angie does aim. I'd been like, baby.
You won't use it.
Let's have a good show then.
There's no way! Did this man just... I'm not gonna hide. Also, you guys can get this from the Abbott Preach Reach. Actually, do we still have these right now?
No, we don't have these.
We'll bring them back because these don't look nice. Okay, listen. Myron really went. Wah, 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 wah. Got him.
I'll accept Louis on camera saying, look, we're gonna keep her out of the documentary and do our best to do it. I'll accept that. And he's not even guaranteeing it on camera. All he's saying is we're gonna try and do our best. So if it does come out in a certain way, we can go from there.
Whoa. That's your girl and you gonna try? I thought you were 900 IQ. I thought you knew what was gonna happen. That's why you was recording. You already knew in advance. But you gonna try to protect your girl?
Kind of giving you a guarantee or not, no?
No, I don't. I'm telling you, I'm explicitly saying I don't need a guarantee. What I'm saying is I just need
You don't need a guarantee. Ooh. I haven't listened to this in its entirety. I'll just say that's my partner and they're the public figure and they're not demanding a guarantee for me. I'm gonna feel a bit like, what do you mean? Are you that clout hungry? You need to have this guy back on that you can't demand a guarantee or you're gonna stop filming? And just so you guys are aware, they go back to filming together. So apparently this was so important to them. But he didn't even want to guarantee that she wouldn't show up. 900 IQ, you wouldn't get it. If you don't understand, it's because you're too stupid.
Look, guys, can you remove this part of the documentary? You guys still have hours of content. And honestly, there's nothing here that is relevant of artistic value. Like she was saying just good things about me, right? Like, I don't know why this needs to be in the documentary.
She was just saying good things about you. Is that what you think her appearance and that footage shows? You know, what it shows, Myron, is you being a complete fraud, because you'll do this big-chested, oh, my girl follows my rules, she packs my condoms, she knows I'm gonna fuck other girls, and she's okay with it. That's what the persona you put up. But what the footage showed was that you were making promises such as, oh, you know, maybe I'm gonna change my mind. Maybe I'm just gonna want one wife. Maybe I'm just gonna wanna be with one girl. Because that's what he was telling her behind the scenes to keep her invested. Because when he says, I want multiple wives, he's comfortable to say it to Louis. But in front of his girl, what happens? He starts saying, you know, maybe I'll change my mind. So it goes to show you that these guys are complete frauds. In front of their audience, yo, bitches follow my rule. And then once they get in front of their girl, they be
Where'd
like,
you go? Oh. Motherfucker just left.
Hey, baby. Beta! You know, yeah, there's these other girls, but you know, nobody like you, girl.
Manipulation.
I'm gonna help you get your citizenship and shit. You know? Yeah, just pack. You don't want to pack condoms? You gotta do it. But let me say it though. Let me say you pack my condoms. You know. If you guys actually think about Fresh and Fit, some of the things that made them took the biggest hit to their reputation was their real life relationships with the women they were dating. And the reason why they don't want that any of the footage is simple. Their ideology is not real. And it shows because even when you watch Justin Waller and his wife, oh, my wife does what the fuck I say. And when the wife explains why she's okay with her husband sleeping with other women, do you remember what she said in the documentary?
That was not really her thing. She's like, oh, yeah. She was very hesitant on that. She was clear that it was not her thing. She was not really on that, even though he's like. So if someone is claiming that, I doubt that person is packing your condom. I mean, you're not even sleeping with her, so.
But I'll tell you what she said in the documentary that stood out to me. She said it. She said, I've been with a lot of men who cheated on me and lied to me. So I appreciate the fact that he's honest. So what is her reason for staying? It's not that she likes his lifestyle. It's that she's traumatized by the infidelity she experienced before. The reason why they don't want you guys to see the footage is that reason alone.
And Myron in Florida.
I love how I did a whole workout and they didn't fucking show any of that. They want to come and watch me do a workout.
It's a documentary, not on your workout. It's not a workout routine like, hey, I work out. Let's show that. No, they're gonna. Do you even know how fucking documentaries or TV works?
Hold on, let me
You're gonna take a lot more footage of what's gonna appear.
Let's see why he thinks that, and then you go.
They only got like that part. And then here I was here with them for like 2 hours in the gym and they only show this?
Again,
You want them to show 2 hours in the gym? Documentary is 90 minutes. You want out of those 90 minutes be 2 hours of you in the gym? Is that even the subject of the documentary? Myron goes to the gym.
You might have shaved, but you're not 900 IQ like us. Did
Thank
you shave
God
yourself?
I'm not. Huh?
Shave yourself?
Yeah, of course I did.
You did good. I was checking to see if you missed any spots behind you. You missed nothing.
I knew that's what you were doing. I knew that was what you were doing.
Do you want me to shave to join you, Solidarity?
You what?
Huh?
If I want you to join? No, please don't. Don't go back
We can
to
be
that.
two bald dudes.
No.
I've been preached.
No.
Smooth everywhere.
No, look like two nuts. No. Fuck that.
I've been preached. Testicles.
Fuck that shit.
I'm not gonna lie. Any future beef that we have will feature some of the best jokes. Yo, these two gay niggas looking like testicles, trying to beef with me.
Looking like coconuts in Barbados?
Exactly. It's coconuts in Montreal.
I won't lie to you guys. I've seen Myron do big reveals numerous times, and every time it's just a big PR
It flops.
stunt.
It
PR
flops.
stunt. But you know what, though? When I'm doing this, none of this matters. None of the truth, none of the facts, none of the realities matter. People are very entrenched in their communities, and for men who are really deep in these red pill spaces, what matters to them the most is that they have a sense of community and belonging, and they'll defend the people in there. So even if they're exposed as frauds, even if the talking points are debunked, even if the studies come out to be fake, it doesn't really matter. Because the issue is that they don't feel like they have community if they're not in those environments, so they will gaslight themselves into thinking this shit's real. Myron's a total grifter and a total fraud. Most of these guys were exposed throughout this documentary as being that, but it doesn't matter. Like, I try to say this to people because on one hand, the exposure might be kind of a good thing to some folks, but it doesn't really get to the root issue. which is that men just don't really have that many outlets or good community-oriented spaces where they can feel welcomed and seen and not feel like they're going to be judged for not being perfect in the eyes of how women should view men. There should be a middle ground, you know? A middle ground that is not like the fucking goofy-ass red pill where she's your house slave and watches you cheat every day. But it doesn't really exist. So for the men who are entrenched in this space, is it going to move them? No. And for the people who already know the truth, it's just being like, bitch, we've been ahead of this Netflix game forever. But it's cool to see our group chat on the main screen. End of the day, I don't really think this moves the needle in any type of way other than creating a bit of awareness. But if spaces don't get created where people can feel openly talking about stuff without being perfect, I don't think this is going to do much. What do you want to say?
Fuck that guy.
Honestly, I don't have anything on the card today. And it's kind of a late stream. I might be back later. But then I might just be playing Factorio all night, who knows?